Hello and welcome everyone. In this video today, we discuss the Grievance redressal forums. There are these institutions where one can approach and file complaints about any freedom of religion or belief violation. कई बार ऐसा होता है जब पुलिस हमारे केसेस एंटरटेन करने से मना कर देती है। FIR रजिस्टर करना तो छोड़िए, आपको अपनी कंप्लेंट पर रिसीविंग भी नहीं मिलता। In such a situation, what are your remedies? What other institutions or places can you go to get your complaint registered? In this video, we discuss primarily about such institutions. There are these watchdog institutions which are part of the government but try to keep a check on other government departments like police. One of such institutions are the Human Rights Commissions. There is one National Human Rights Commission and every state has its own State Human Rights Commission. But before we understand more about these commissions, it is important for us to know what our human rights are. So it was in the year 1948 when the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It was at this time when all the members of the United Nations agreed that it is important to give importance to human rights. This happened on the 10th of December 1948, which is why 10th of December is also known as the Human Rights Day. India is a party to this declaration. इसके बाद 1991 में Paris Principles adopt किए गए. Basically, it was at this international workshop of national human rights institutions for the promotion and protection of human rights, which was conducted in Paris from the 7th to the 9th of October 1991. At this conference, all the members comprehensively discussed the role, composition and the nature of human rights commissions. India adopted the Paris Principles and framed a new legislation in 1993, which was called the National Protection of Human Rights Act of 1993. It was for the first time in any Indian legislation the phrase human rights was defined. The phrase human rights was defined under section 21D, which means rights relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual, guaranteed by the Constitution or embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by courts in India. Now, the Constitution of India nowhere has the phrase human rights. But if you carefully look at the definition that I just told you, human rights actually flow from the Constitution. Rights relating to life is Article 21. Rights relating to liberty is Article 19. And rights relating to equality is Article 14. But the important phrase here to note is enforceable in the courts of India. Now this means that only those human rights violations that occur in India where courts have the jurisdiction to take up those cases can only be recognized under this law. इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर अफ्रीका में कोई ह्यूमन राइट्स वायलेशन हो रहा है तो उसके लिए इंडिया का कोई कोर्ट उसमें कुछ कर नहीं सकता. But how do we know that if we file a complaint before the Human Rights Commission, whether national or state, हमारी कंप्लेंट पे कुछ होगा या नहीं? आप जब भी मार्केट जाते हो तो सामान खरीदते वक्त उन पर ISO मार्क देखते हो ना? तो ISO mark is the accreditation that these products get to show that they are actually authentic. Likewise, the University Grants Commission or the UGC also grants accreditation to universities and colleges. In the same manner, you'd be surprised to know that even national human rights institutions are subject to accreditation by the Global Alliance on National Human Rights Institution. This body, which is formed under the United Nations itself, which grants certain credits to every member of the United Nations. India currently enjoys A-grade certificate. इसका मतलब क्या है? A is good, right? This means that India has strictly adopted the Paris Principles and is effective in its functioning. अगर हम NHRC में किसी तरीके की अपनी शिकायत या कंप्लेंट करते हैं तो NHRC उसमें एक्शन लेगी. A सर्टिफिकेट तभी मिल सकता है जब NHRC ने अपने सारे ही कंप्लेंट्स पे एक्शन ले लिया हो या एक भी कंप्लेंट नहीं फाइल की गई हो. सेकेंड ऑप्शन की संभावना कम है. Therefore, we must at the earliest, after exhausting all our remedies before the police and other authorities, must file complaints before the National Human Rights Commission. Now, amongst the other powers of NHRC, the two important for us to discover in this video are: number one, to inquire into a complaint filed by the victim himself or any person on his behalf or taken up by its own initiative. 2. To intervene in any proceedings involving allegations of violation of human rights pending before any other court with the prior approval of such a court. मतलब अगर पुलिस को करी हुई कोई कंप्लेंट पर किसी भी तरीके की जांच नहीं हुई है या फिर कोई ऐसा केस जो कोर्ट में अभी पेंडिंग ही है और आपके ह्यूमन राइट से संबंधित है, तो एनएचआरसी के पास ऐसे सिचुएशन में भी इन्वेस्टिगेट और इंक्वायर करने की पावर्स हैं. Now let's find out how to make a complaint before the National Human Rights Commission. First, who can make a complaint before the National Human Rights Commission? The complaint may be lodged with the Commission by the victim himself or herself or any other person acting on his or her behalf. On what grounds can a complaint be filed? The complaint can be filed on the following grounds. If there is a violation of any human rights or any abetment thereof, or negligence by a public servant in the prevention of such violation. In what language can the complaint be drafted? The complaint can be drafted either in English, Hindi, or any other language which is mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India. In what time frame can the complaint be filed? The jurisdiction of the National Human Rights Commission is limited to complaints filed within 1 year from the date on which the act constituting a violation of human rights is alleged to have been committed. By what modes can a complaint be sent? The complaint can be sent by the following modes. Number 1, by post and by telegram, by fax, by email. Complaints may be filed online by clicking on the following link, and complaints can be made in the 24 hours mobile number of the Commission. What must the complaint contain? The complaint must disclose a clear picture of the matter leading to the complaint. It must necessarily have, number 1, the name of the victim, age of the victim, religion or caste of the victim, state to which the incident relates, district to which the incident relates, and the date on which the incident occurred. In the same manner, the State Commission also derives the power to conduct an inquiry or intervene in a pending matter before the court under Section 12 of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993. However, since public order and law and order, both being subjects of the state mentioned in the list 2 of the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, it becomes more important for the state commissions to proactively act in cases where there is a violation of a human right, and must take action against the public authority which has been acting negligently, ensuring the human rights of a citizen. Now let's discuss the Minorities Commission of India. Just like the NHRC, Minorities Commission is also a statutory body and was formed in the year 1992 after the implementation of the Minorities Commission Act of 92. Now, this was a result of a resolution which was passed by the Ministry of Home Affairs in the year 1978, whereby they said that despite the safeguards provided in the Constitution and the laws in force, there persists among the minorities a feeling of inequality and discrimination. On 23rd October 1993, the Ministry of Welfare named 5 religious communities as minority communities. They are number 1, Muslims, 2, Christians, 3, Sikhs, 4, Buddhists, and 5, Zoroastrianisms or Parsis. On 27th January 2014, Jains were also included in this list. Out of the many powers that the NCM has, one of its important powers for the discussion of this video is to look into specific complaints regarding deprivation of rights and safeguards of minorities and taking up such matters with the appropriate authorities. Aggrieved persons can file a representation before the State's Minorities Commission for the redressal of their grievance. Apart from this, they can also make a representation directly at the National Minorities Commission after exhausting all available remedies to them. There is also a toll-free number which is active 24 hours where they can give a complaint over the phone. National Commission for Minorities Complaint Management System, NCM CMS, is an online solution for complaint management before the National Commission for Minorities. NCMCMS is a way by which an aggrieved person can file his complaint from anywhere in India and can also track his grievances through the system-generated unique registration number. On the main website of the National Commission for Minorities, you can see the Complaint Management System tab, where you click and then this page comes up. Now step 1 would be to sign up and create a new account if you don't have one already. ये सारी डिटेल्स आपको डालनी है, अपना नाम, एड्रेस, बहुत बेसिक चीजें हैं, आप सब समझ जाएंगे। एक बार आपका अकाउंट बन गया, फिर आपको लॉगिन करना है और अपनी कंप्लेंट लिखनी है। It is important to note that amongst the many powers of the Commission, the main power that we need to discuss in this video is that the Commission has the power of a civil court in cases which include, number 1, summoning and enforcing the attendance of any person from any part of India and examining him on oath. Number 2, requiring the discovery and production of any document. Number 3, receiving evidence on affidavits. Number 4, requisitioning any public record or copy thereof from any court or office. Issuing commissions for the examination of witnesses and documents. Any other matter which may be prescribed. Therefore, this is not any other government body, but also has a judicial role to play. If anybody belonging from the 6 minority communities that this act covers files a complaint before the NCM, it will take action. Now, ideally, it is the State Minority Commission where one should approach first. However, there are some states like the state of Orissa which does not have a State Minority Commission. In such a situation, you must file your complaint at the NCM after exhausting all your remedies. Apart from all these, there are civil society organizations as well which document and advocate for the rights of the minorities. A few of them stand out in their working. Mapviolence.in is a platform where incidents of violence are documented and reported. You too could provide information to this database. There is the UCF helpline number, which is a toll-free number and provides legal assistance to members belonging to the Christian minority faith. The list goes on, but if you are deprived of your rights because of your status of a minority, then you must most certainly file complaints before the National Human Rights Commission and also the National Commission for Minorities. Thank you so much for watching the video.
This presentation is part of a series of videos explaining the law on freedom of religion in India. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the ADF India YouTube channel.